at your school and in your baseball program, not only in the fall, but in the spring. Let's talk about the fall first. What's a typical day at your school or in your program like in the fall?
For us, we start at 5:30 in the morning. We will lift weights Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. We'll go up and go at 5:30. We will finish that about 6:30. Guys will head back to the dorm, back to the apartment, shower, get some breakfast, head to class. They'll be in class from, if they have an 8 a.m. till typically 1 p.m. Early work starts around 1. Team practice from around 1 to 5. Study hall in the evening, and you're back up again at 5:30 in the morning the next morning. So that's 4 days a week for us. Okay, NCAA mandates that we take 2 days off a week. We take off Saturday and Sunday. In the spring, we're not going to be lifting at 5:30 in the morning. Okay, in the spring we have to take off 1 day a week. So typically our off days, because we play on Sunday, our off day is going to be on a Monday. But the spring's going to look very similar, except for we're going to lift in the afternoon after practice, typically Mondays and Wednesdays. And so if you get my drift here, we're lifting and playing baseball at the same time. And that's year round. Year round. Just because you're in baseball season doesn't mean you can't lift. Okay? Just because it's fall ball doesn't mean you can't be in the weight room and get your conditioning in. So for us, it's a very long day. Okay? And we're also we're controlled a little bit by the NCAA on our hours, the amount of time we can spend with our guys. Okay? These JUCO guys, man, they got all the advantages in the world to work with you guys as much as they want. Okay, so that's a huge benefit for them. Okay, where we have to tone it down a little bit. But it's a long day, and you've got to be extremely committed to it and be extremely organized.
Thank you. Anybody else?
We've got pretty much the same schedule, 3 days a week, 5:30 to 7 lift. One day we'll lift after practice in the afternoons, try to give them a little bit of break from waking up so early every morning. After lift, they go eat breakfast, go to class. We're still in our individual periods right now, so right now we're bringing out groups of 4 to 6 about every 45 minutes, and they'll take batting practice. Pitchers, you may have a bullpen that day, work on PFPs, fielding stuff, big plays, bunt coverages, stuff like that. We'll start our team stuff in about a week, and then our schedule will alter just a little bit because we'll have more hours on the field. But pretty much same schedule. In the spring, we lift on Mondays and Thursdays. So if we're flying to Morgantown that weekend to play West Virginia, we'll leave on Thursday, get there, usually check into the hotel, go work out at one of their athletic facilities in the gym, and then we'll go to the field. We get about an hour and a half of practice and get ready for a weekend series. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, fly home after the game Sunday. So time management is the biggest issue, especially freshmen coming in that very first semester. You've got to set the alarm. You've got to wake up. Mom and dad aren't right there. You've got to get the weights on time. You've got to go to class. You've got to get to practice and take care of your business. And one of the most important things you can do is get home, stay hydrated, and make sure you get to sleep at a proper time to do this all again the next day.
Jason, at the D3 level, we have a little bit different rules that we have to go by because, and I can't understand this because we've got the highest academic kids, but they limited us the least amount of practice time because they want the kids studying so hard. So ours right now, we have D3 is allowed 4 weeks max, 16 workouts during that time. We have our pre-fall workouts, which is in the weight room. We're fortunate enough to have a full-time strength and conditioning coach. Our guys go in there 4 days a week, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday at 7 a.m. They lift, then they go to class at 8:30, and then they do their various activities. When we start fall ball, which will be the end of October, we'll go for 4 weeks, we'll go Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Well, we're not limited by how many hours on those 4 days per week that we can work out. We can work out all 24 hours if we wanted to. But we will typically start practice because most of the kids will get done with class about 4. We'll be on the field at 5, and we'll be done at 10 o'clock. And, the kids go, when do we eat? Well, bring your lunch. When do we practice? Or study before practice. We'll continue to lift. Pitchers will lift on a different schedule based upon when they throw. And then in the springtime when we start, same thing, we'll lift 4 days a week. Practices will start about 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, depending on when the last guys get out of class. And we'll work out till 10 o'clock, and they'll still lift 4 days a week.
Awesome, thank you. Anybody up there from the junior college representation that could explain a typical day at your school?
I think for the most part, kind of all of our schedule is going to be the same as far as our weight room, classroom, practice schedule, things like that. But one of the things that Coach was talking about with your time management, I know at our level we play 30 games in the fall, and then we play another 50 on top of that in the spring. And so time management is one of those things that when you come in as a freshman, you really have to understand that there's going to be time killers where you can make bad decisions at any school here as far as when your study time is, not going to tutoring, things like that. But one of the big things was the 30 games in the fall for us. It's, that puts you on the road a lot as far as travel goes for us in West Texas. Down the road for us is going to be an hour and a half away. And so then we talk about going further, maybe going to Hill and things like that. It's, 2 to 3 hours on the road. So
you're saying these young players, these freshmen, sophomores, they can't afford to procrastinate?
Absolutely not.
Did you hear that? I've heard the word time management over and over up front. So when your parents tell you, hey, we need to get this done. Hey, put down the Fortnite, put down the video games, get on your homework, get your chores done, right? That all falls under being disciplined, time management, making sure you're organized. How about thanking your parents when you leave here today? Because they're preparing you for life. And you guys that want to go play baseball, they're preparing you for that. You have got to be disciplined. You have got to be able to manage your time and be organized. Thank you for touching upon that.